Welcome back, guys, to my channel. We are back again live, waiting for Chelsea game. It's gonna be tonight in London, in England, but here in US it's gonna be 10 a.m. Guys, I'm so happy. Can't wait to watch Chelsea right now. We are only a few hours away from the game, and we know the game is gonna be tight as hell as Premier League. But Chelsea will be going into the game with their confidence win over last weekend against West Ham, which was a tough won battle. But right now, Chelsea they're also having a tough game, knowing that Brighton at Amex Stadium they have a good record, and they wouldn't want to lose two times to Chelsea because we're gonna play them two times in a row consecutive this week and next weekend. So, guys, I want you to stick around for the match preview. I'm gonna reveal the lineup and everything you're supposed to know before the kickoff. And don't forget that I'm gonna come for another video after the full-time match. But right now, it's about the match preview to see the players who's gonna make it on the lineup, who's gonna go on the bench, who are injured, who are suspended. So, guys, I want you to like and subscribe for more because this is the very important information I'm giving out to my fellow Chelsea fans, Chelsea family. Like and subscribe for more. So, Chelsea FC faced a win clash against Brighton to keep the FA Cup hopes alive. Yes, we are there. We want to keep the hopes alive. We are not the favorite to win the FA Cup, but at least if it's gonna take us at least to the semi-finals or in the finals, who knows? Anything can happen. Enzo Maresca, he's unpredictable. Chelsea lineup, they are unpredictable because we might produce a good result against all odds, and or maybe it's gonna be worse for us. But let's always have the positive mind that Chelsea might end up with a silverware this season. Looking at the road is clean and clear. The game against Brighton is going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough game, but also it's not about underwriting Brighton, because we're going into the game. Brighton, they're going to have a full squad. But Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, he has some also youngsters he needs to introduce into the FA Cup. They need also looking for chances in the cup games. It's not all about the big guns in the cup game. So Chelsea also might stick a weaker players in the team, but Brighton, knowing that this is their most difficult game because they are also looking to progress. They've never been there where they are going, so they need to break their own records. No, they've been there, but maybe it's a long time. So, guys, Chelsea's journey into the FA Cup continues tonight with a pivotal clash against Brighton, like I've said, at the Amex Stadium. And the Blues, one surprise contenders in the Premier League. We are surprise contenders in the Premier League. Just from nowhere, things started falling apart, but we could capitalize on the form we had to beat up Brighton. So, themselves battling for consistency in the silverware, because we need the silverware. That's the only thing Enzo Maresca he can only motivate this team. It's about giving them a silverware, and the only silverware which is open right now, it's the FA Cup. FA Cup, yes, we have it in our own hands. We are controlling it. We can see it everywhere. But on the Premier League, it's gone. The way we thought that maybe we're gonna be counted to contenders, our form got deteriorated, and we have nothing to complain about. Yes, let's just go move on and fight for a top four to finish up in the Champions League spot. But right now, under Enzo Maresca, with their league faltering, the FA Cup offers a however standing their way to get something better, resilient against Brighton. So they need to fight on to get the chance of winning at least the FA Cup. They have every opportunity to beat Brighton. Brighton is not a bigger side, but they produce wonderful result. They capitalize on counter attacks. Tariq Lamptey, if he's making moves on the right, it's very difficult to catch up with that boy. I don't think Reece James will be able to match the speed of Tariq Lamptey if he's in the game. But know that Brighton, they don't depend on one player. They depend on just as the whole team. They play as a team. They don't play as individual. Anybody can score. Defenders can score. The midfielders, strikers can score. So they depend on everyone. They don't depend on just one player. So, however, Brighton versus Chelsea, it's a if the intrigued fixture which everyone is having the eyes on, because Chelsea, they need to continue their winning streak, well, like they did against Brighton, to boost the morale of the Chelsea squad, and Brighton, they are also looking to do the same. So there are high stakes whereby they're saying that Chelsea will win the game, but as Chelsea, yes, we know we win the game. The bookmakers are trying to make it a little bit like 50-50. Chelsea with maybe 75, then Brighton over. It's not that 50-50, but I know Chelsea will carry the day because Brighton, they are playing at home and they're very difficult to beat at home. So Chelsea might find it difficult to penetrate unless they make their own usual tricks how to beat Brighton, because looking at the squad today, the lineup we had, we have most important players who are missing, and those players, yes, those players, it's one of them, maybe Nicholas Jackson. It's not automatic that he's going to be on the pitch, because no, he was subbed off. Marenzo Maresca said no, it was just a normal substitute against West Ham because he felt a little bit of pain. So that it has to explain a little bit. What does it mean to be just at a little bit pain? Because we know that Nico Jackson, he's been running out and running. He's not a player who does get injured constantly or here there. So it surprises me to say that no, Nicholas Jackson, he had injury. He's not an injury prone. That's the only thing I love about Nicholas Jackson. Even if he doesn't score, he doesn't produce goals, he has drought, but he's not an injury prone. He can play 10 games in a row without any complaint of muscle or anything like other players. So however, Foreign has a pattern of injuries like Fabian. Brighton, he's been part of injuries, which is not, you can't compare him with Nicholas Jackson. So maybe he might miss the game. This is about the Brighton, and we have Carlos Baleba and the Pivot Esteban are all doubts for the injury. So you can see that Brighton, they have injuries. Most dependable players, especially Estopana, he's the one of the most the players they depend on. The guy is magnificent. Chelsea side that is on their way in the Premier League on Monday night has overcome West Ham. So the winning feeling was tainted in the Blues. Two recognized strikers, Nicholas Jackson and McGill, suffered injuries. This is what most of the statistics are saying. So Nicholas Jackson and McGill, like I've said, no, Nico Jackson might play, but he's a dart. But McGee, we saw the way he fell down. He was down even after the 90 minutes. He was just down. He was pulled up. He wasn't okay. So maybe he's not gonna make it right now to the lab. The Blues' offensive option, as with the Mikhailo Modric, also is temporarily suspended. We know Modric is suspended. So what we're gonna do? We have more players to cover up on his side. And Joao Felix moving on loan to AC Milan. It's another options out of Enzo Maresca. Romeo Lavia, we know he's out. But the Shield, we know he's out. And Romeo Lavia, we know he's someone who plays 30 minutes, 40 minutes, then he goes back into the fitness room. So Chelsea, maybe they need to bring Andre Santos to be helping Romeo Lavia. He's a good player. I love him, but it's not. If Chelsea leaves him and sell him and see him hitting the good ground without injuries, we're going to regret again. So those are not the mistakes we're supposed to make. Chelsea is on low salary. Chelsea, they need to keep him. So another absentee is Wesley Fofana, who is out for the long-term injury. So we all know the news about Wesley Fofana. He's out. So this game is going to be one of the must-win game for Brighton. Chelsea won't be taking it easy because Brighton suffered their worst ever Premier League defeat last weekend. Yes, they lost 7-0 to Nottingham Forest, but just know that Nottingham Forest have a very good season. That Chelsea, we even know that. We cannot say that no, Nottingham Forest managed to beat Brighton 7, which means Chelsea will also do it. No, Nottingham Forest, they are at the peak. They are the best ever season right now. They managed to beat Brighton 7-0. And we know that Nottingham Forest are doing better than Chelsea right now. So it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. So Chelsea need to produce their own magic, their score sheet every day just to change the game. So Chelsea, the Blues reclaim their spot. But right now, the top four beating London Ravens, West Ham, though they're on top four, they managed to beat West Ham. So former Chelsea manager Graham Potter were leading in the race through the setting, but Chelsea came back and spoiled their party. So right now, I'm gonna say that all the players, Christopher Nkuku, he might start on top because he's fit. Cole Palmer is fit. Madueke is fit. Pedro Neto, he's fit. They all feature on today's game. Enzo Fernandez is fit. Caicedo is fit, and we know Kane Chukwuemeka is not an option. He's out on the team on to BVB. So the whole Chelsea squad, they are here, but in the goalpost, that's the most important thing. We're gonna see maybe uh, Robert Sanchez back in the goalpost because we've been complaining about him being the number one stop and making so many errors, but right now this is the only game he's gonna take on the middle of the post because you're gonna say now he's our main number one. Now things have changed for Robert Sanchez. He's gonna play the second fiddle now in the FA Cup. So as we say, Chelsea starting 11 will be like Jongasen number one will be in the goalpost. Malo Gusto will take on the right back. Chaloba and Levique will partner in the middle of the pack. Marco Correa will take on the left back, though he has been overused very much. I'm really worried. Maresca is really overusing Marco Correa. Marco Correa is someone who's now a dependent, but using him to each and every game, it's unacceptable because once he gets injured, it's going to be very difficult for us. So Marco Correa needed to have a rest, but since Maresca decided he's going to play him, so Enzo Fernandez and Neto, they will be all in the squad. Cole Palmer, we know he will be leading the attack as the main key player for Chelsea. Sancho and Nkuku, yes, we're going to see Nkuku start on top of Chelsea FC as centre forward. Nicholas Jackson being sidelined. Let Nkuku now show us what he's capable of. Why is Nicholas Jackson taking over his place when he should be there, number one, leading the attack force for Chelsea? Now it is time. Let him enjoy the game. It shouldn't be the task that he should beat Nicholas Jackson records. No, Nkuku is the best striker. I know he's gonna produce some wonders. He's gonna win us game. So guys, I want you to like and subscribe for more because the game is just a few hours away to kick off. There'll be more news against Brighton, the match preview when after 90 minutes. So guys, stick around, like and subscribe for more. I'm gonna come up with more updates. This is the possible lineup which I've given you. It's not about no who's not gonna play, who's not play. It's the usual lineup, the same face we see. Probably you see it every day. It's Jorgensen, Gusto, Chaloba, Colwell, Cucurella, Casedo, Fernandez, Neto, Palmer, Sancho, and Kuku. So on the substitute, we are there yet to know who's gonna make it on the sub because substitute he needs to include like three young players on the bench. So it's most likely these Josh will be there and his colleagues they will be there too. So guys, like and subscribe for more.